Okay. I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. Like, scratch that. I'm not black, I'm Canadian. What kind of Canadian are you? I'm Jamaican. Is my skin close to black? Sure. For the sake of the people that live in the United States, I'm black. However, I'm not first to say I'm black. I'm quick to say I'm Jamaican. I'm not gonna say I'm black. You can physically see what the fuck I am. Why am I gonna tell you what color my skin is? That's literally irrelevant. So if someone's telling you they're not black, don't get offended. Get educated. People who say they're black don't have an identity. That's why they say they're black. And the people we are referring to are the ones that were in slavery in the United States that got pulled from all these black colored countries and mixed up. So now they don't know where the fuck they're from, so they just say black. So if an Afro-Latina wants to say she's not black, she damn well is not black. The fuck, she knows where the fuck she's from. She's African and Latina. The fuck it to know she's black for? You see her skin is not black. Why does it matter? Like, please, fix it. Fix the education system.
Why do Jamaicans say they are Jamaican and not black? This debate has been sparking some serious conversation online about race, nationality, and identity, especially between Jamaicans and Black Americans. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here, please make sure to subscribe. Also, big credit goes to the original creators of the videos that I will be reacting to today. So let's watch those videos until the end. Then I'll come back with my reaction.
I don't care if I'm the first person to say this, but us Jamaicans, we are not black. There is a difference between being from the Caribbean and actually being black. Let me ask you a question. Are Bajans and Trinidadians black? No, they aren't. In addition to that, our history, our culture are so much different compared to these other countries that are actually black. So Richie, if you're not black, then what are you? I am Jamaican. Let me ask you a question. If you were to see a very dark Indian man, would you consider that person a black person or just an Indian person?
You know, say, if we really, me I try to say, Jamaican are no black people. Jamaican are no black people. Me think Jamaican are just Jamaican by themselves. Jamaican no black. Them are not African. Them no mixed with nobody else. Jamaican are just Jamaican in a different class from everybody else. Jamaican no have no trace and nobody. Jamaican in a group by themselves. We can't look on the other race and say, you know, say Jamaican coming like them set of people. No, sir. Jamaican are just Jamaican. No African, no Caribbean island, no Haitian, just Jamaican. Yeah, man. You can't mix Jamaican with nothing else.
So I think I found my people on TikTok. This is why. So I am Jamaican. Most of y'all probably don't know that because I'm not like your quintessential Jamaican person. So I want to have this conversation about what happens when you're born into different intersections. Not only am I black, as in I'm West Indian, I was raised in a predominantly white suburban area, but I'm very Americanized even though I was born in the Caribbean. So I'm dealing with these four identity intersections. And growing up, I thought I was really weird because I don't quite fit in with your traditional Black Americans because I wasn't born here. Culturally, my references are somewhat different. Like my barbecue songs are different. That's a great example. I was raised in a PWI, predominantly white area. I went to a PWI for college. So culturally, I don't really fit in with white people either because I'm not your white girl. Like, I'm not. And then going back to my culture and my roots, I don't really fit in with Jamaicans either because they make fun of me for being more Americanized. I saw a video on this and homegirl was talking about how in West Indian culture you get made fun of for being Americanized. So here I am just existing in this very strange place of really not fitting into any bucket because even though I was born in Jamaica, I don't have a Jamaican accent. I can't code switch going back and forth to Patois. And that's fine. I've had to come to learn to accept myself just as I am because, like, what's the problem? I'm just a multicultural, don't mind my boxes, diverse woman. Like, what's wrong with that? But I know there's more people like me out there who don't necessarily fit in any of those pockets. Where are y'all? Send help. Like, I don't have the accent. I do cook the food. I am black. And I also have a very expansive vocabulary and just so many other things. Where are you guys?
Y'all could go back to this video, to this comment, and see the video and then read the comments. The reason why I'm replying to this comment is because this generally symbol, like, is the general idea of the whole comment section. There, people, Black Americans, are saying that Africans or any foreign black people will say, I'm not black, I'm where I'm from, claiming their ethnicity, which I've done before, you know, because the reason why most of us do that is because we've experienced more racial prejudice from other black people than we hear from white people, which is the craziest part. You think that's a lie? It's not. It's really not. More Black Americans will insult us based on us being Africans, which I've never understood why. White people generally don't do that. I guess it's because they still generalize every black person as a Black American, so they won't know what to say, but they never come at us like that. But black people will, which it's funny. It's funny. But half the time it's not, you know, it's degrading, to say the least. So why would I want to be associated with someone that's degrading my people or where I'm from because I came to this country and you've been here for a while? That's the part that hurts most people. So they don't want to be associated with that. And you don't want to be associated with, depending on the area you are in, you don't want to be associated with like gang related activity or any miscellaneous activity, because you're African, you're not from this country, you could get deported back to where you're from. So to claim being Black American might put you in an association you do not want to be associated with. So that's why most Africans hang out with only Africans, and most Caribbeans hang out with Caribbeans, because that's their people. They know what to do and what not to do to not go back home or whatever they want to do. But that's my general idea of this situation. We just don't want to be like, it's complicated, but it's really not. Black people just see us as foreigners, not as other black people. So why shouldn't we claim that I'm not black, I'm African or whatever I am? It's as simple as that.
I'm in a teaching mood, so I'll do it. I always thought Jamaican people were black. They're not. Just because they're not African American. I'm not from Africa, I'm from America. I'm a Black American. I've never been to Africa. My ancestors go back more than 400 years in America. I have a lineage that's longer than Nigeria's been a country. I'm a Black American. Their skin color is the same as mine. I agree. But they're Jamaicans. Just like they're Nigerians. When they mark Nigeria. When they mark Nigerian American. When Jamaicans mark, I'm Jamaican ancestry. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Dominican. I'm all these things. Black was something in America for the Negro race. All these people came over here and confused all of you because they assimilated to be like us. They're not like us. We're not the same.
I'm telling you, I really hate it here, bro. It's like, I'm not black enough for the black people. Mind you, I'm a black presenting woman in America. I've been here since I was 8. I'm now 32. But I'm also not Jamaican enough for the Jamaicans because 1, I sound American, and 2, I don't know. I'm not Jamaican enough for them, even though I was born there and didn't come here till I was 8. But it's the little comments like this. I'm like, so what would you like me to say? Would you like me to refer to myself as a Black Jamaican? Would that make it better than referring to myself as Black? serious question, because I'm just it's the let's be clear that made me like, well, damn, what am I unclear about? I can't win. I can't win. What am I? Somebody help me. I'm having an identity crisis.
My name is Jamie. As you can hear this accent, it's Jamaican, because I'm Jamaican. That's my accent. Any Jamaican in the house? There we go. Thank you. I brought him here specifically so I would have someone. Like, that's why he's here. They do that. Jamaicans, I'd say, well, shit. When you do it in white people, they get scared. And I'm like, oh, it's not a real gun. But yeah. So that's how we express ourselves. But yeah, I'm Jamaican. This is why the accent's here. And being Jamaican is it's a pretty different scale of things. Like when I just came to America, for instance, one special thing happened when I just came to America. For some reason, Black American told me that I wasn't black. I know it makes no fucking sense, right? Same look that you give it, that's what I got. I went to a school in New York, and the school that I went to was predominantly black. Like, how black is it? Like, the only white person there was Mexican. Like, that's how black it was. That's what it was. And going to that school, we, was told by Black Americans, no, we're not black. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean by that? He's like, because you're Jamaican. I'm like, oh, all right, so you're American. So you're not black. He's like, no, we're Black American. So I just walked away confused as fuck. But it got me thinking, imagine if someone from the Ku Klux Klan just jumped out at me and just went, hold it, nigga. And I'm like, hold on. I know what you're thinking, but I am not black. I'm Jamaican. And he's like, oh, shucks, man. My mistake. It's hard to tell you guys apart. I'm like, hey, I've been making that same mistake my entire life.
It's really too early for these strays on my wall. Really too early. People don't read it to me now because I have my glasses. Just read it for me. Please, me I beg you now, before me answer that boy. When I finish reading, germs, you batty boy. Go crawl back up in your mama because it look like you're unfinished. Me never go up on your wall, go post anything. You come right over here so with your germs, your dirty self. Stinking more boy. Listen, me black and me proud Jamaican. Okay? So back up under your mama, okay? Don't play with me on this blessed morning. Because I'm not the one to play with. Okay?
I've seen comments similar to this one on my last post. Even though most of my family is from Jamaica, I was born in the US. So I may not be the typical African American, but I am still a Black American. Like the ancestors of African Americans, my ancestors were part of the same exact slave trade. The only difference is mine were brought to Jamaica, not America. So even though my ancestors haven't lived in America for centuries, that does not make me any less of a Black American. And FYI, Jamaican is a nationality.
People really confuse race with nationality and ethnicity. So a few things. Race is completely a social construct. There is not a gene, a race gene. It cannot be traced in your DNA at all. Period. At all. Okay? So let's throw the race piece away because I think that's where people get messed up. They instantly assume. So nationality is your country that you are a citizen of. That is your nationality, and your ethnicity is the culture. So you can be Jamaican in ethnicity and in nationality. You can be Chinese Jamaican. You can be African Jamaican. You can be Irish Jamaican. You can be Hindu Jamaican. You can be all of those things, but it does not make you black. And you're just as Jamaican in ethnicity and nationality. Or you could not be it in nationality. You could live in America, but your ethnicity, your background, your culture could be Jamaican, and you could be Asian Jamaican American because your nationality is American. I hope that helps for you. Nationality is the country that you are a citizen of. Ethnicity is your culture, your religion, like all of those pieces. That's your culture. And race, social construct, made up. People just want to label you.
Kamala Harris ain't black. She's Jamaican and Indian. Okay, let's go on a ride, shall we? The problem is you are equating black and African American as if they're the same thing. They're not. They're different. All African Americans are black, but all black people aren't African American. So if you would say Kamala's not African American, that is true. She's not African American, but she is black. And let's show you how, okay? First things first, definitions, because words have meanings. African American. Damn, Google on point. It's already saying the term African American is different from black in that black, with a capital B, put some respect on it, can be used to describe people of any nationality, while African American is specific to Americans of African descent. They're really trying to say ones that were enslaved, but they don't want to say that. But that's what it means. People from Africa who were enslaved in the U.S., their descendants that were born here are African American. Now here's the definition of black with a capital B. It's belonging to or denoting a human group having dark colored skin, especially of sub-Saharan African ancestry. Keep that in mind. This is Vice President Kamala Harris's father, Donald Harris. He is a Jamaican American economist. He's originally from St. Ann's Bay, Jamaica. He's from Jamaica, came to America. He's Jamaican American. Now, remember what I said about sub-Saharan ancestry. Let's see where Jamaicans are from. The majority of Jamaicans are of West African descent. A little bit further down, Jamaica's gene pool is about 80.3% sub-Saharan African. Afro-Jamaicans are the largest ethnic group in Jamaica and are predominantly or majority sub-Saharan African. You put that all together, what does it spell? Jamaicans are black. They're black people. Kamala Harris's father is black. He's Jamaican American. Therefore, he's a black American. His daughter, Kamala Harris, is Jamaican Indian American. Therefore, black Indian American. Any questions? Now, I am not saying that you should vote for her only because she's black. And I'm definitely not saying all skin folk are kinfolk. Absolutely not. This is specifically to you motherfuckers who keep saying, why would you even vote for her? She's not even black. But she is black. But she is black. But she is black. She's a black Indian American. She went to a HBCU. She pledged to a black Greek letter organization. What else? I mean, what else?
Let's not do this, bro. You're being disingenuous now. Jamaicans are some of the most conscious people. Black people at that, all right? Do you know who Marcus Garvey was? Marcus Garvey is the one that inspired Martin Luther King and the Malcolm X and all of the black leaders and black liberation fighters. Okay? And do you know where Rastafari came from? It came from Jamaica. And Rastafari is a very conscious group of people that want liberation for black people. Always talking about going back to Africa. Let's not do this, bro. Let's not do this, please. Don't do that, bro. You being this. Come on now, bro.
My family's Jamaican. As you can tell. I got all the inner workings. But I hate when they say Jamaican people ain't black. What you mean? How are we not black? If I'm not black, explain that. What was that then? What was that sound just there then? Oh, you Jamaican, you not black. Kamala, she's Jamaican Indian, she not black. Nigga, I'm Jamaican. Okay? I got all the intricacies and inner workings. And I'm still black. Let's make it make sense, people. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. I got the confirmation sound right here. Come on. You know what's coming. There it is. Got the confirmation. You can't tell me I'm not black just because I'm Jamaican.
I think that Black Americans that, you know, haven't really left the country, haven't wanted to educate themselves outside of their ethnicity, haven't, you know, decided to make friends with people outside of their ethnic groups, or just sees the world in an American-centric view, they would assume that black means them.
So, welcome back, guys. One of the things that really stand out in this conversation is a point you hear in the Caribbean communities. And that is the idea that Jamaican is a nationality and not a race. Now, that may sound simple, but that statement actually explains a lot about how identity works in different parts of the world. So, in the United States, identity has historically been built around race. This goes back to slavery, segregation, and a system that legally classified people as either black or white. So for many Black Americans, race became a central part of identity. But in Jamaica, identity is developed differently. On the island, national culture became the strongest marker of who people are. And a lot of that difference comes from history. The majority of Jamaicans are of African descent. Historians estimate that about 3/4 of the population has African ancestry. That African connection goes back to the transatlantic slave trade, when enslaved Africans were brought from West Africa to work in the plantation in the Caribbean. Many of those Africans came from regions that are today known as Ghana, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. So racial roots in Africa are very real. But over time, something different happened on the island. A new culture formed. A culture that is not European, but something completely unique. And that's Jamaican. Jamaica even has a motto that perfectly describes this history. Out of many, one people. That motto helps reflect the different groups that helped to shape the country. So these are Africans, Europeans, Indians, Chinese, and other communities that arrived over the centuries. So after the slavery ended in 1800s, British colonial authorities brought indentured workers from India and China to the island. So these groups added even more cultural influence to the Jamaican society. So even though African heritage is dominant, Jamaican culture grew into something distinct and its own. And you can see that in many different ways. For example, language. Most Jamaicans speak Jamaican Patois. And Patois is not just an accent. Linguistics actually classify it as clear language. It combines English vocabulary with the West African grammar structures. That language alone shows how the African and European influences blended to create something new. So then you have music. Jamaica created some of the most influential genres in the world, like reggae and dancehall. These genres were born in the island and later spread across the globe. So when Jamaicans say they are Jamaican first, they are talking about a very specific cultural identity. Now, another important part of this discussion is the difference between being a black and being African American. Black is a racial category. It refers to people of African descent around the world, but African American is a specific cultural group. It refers to descendants of enslaved Africans in the United States. that community developed its own history, its own struggles, and its own cultural experiences through centuries of life in America. So someone from Jamaica may be racially black, but culturally they are not African American. In the same way that someone from Nigeria or Ghana would also be black but not African American. This is where things sometimes become confusing when people migrate. So when Caribbean immigrants move to the United States, African society often places them into the same racial category as Black Americans. But from their perspective, they may still identify strongly with their national background. So they may say, I'm Jamaican. And sometimes this can lead to misunderstandings. Some people may think that they are trying to disassociate themselves from the black identity. But many times it is simply about preserving their national culture. The video also touched on something very interesting: the identity struggle of people who grew up between two cultures. For example, someone born in Jamaica but raised in the United States. These individuals sometimes feel like they are caught in the middle. Too American to be seen as fully Jamaican, but too Caribbean to be seen as fully African American. And this is actually a common experience for many second-generation immigrants around the world. Another thing many people don't realize is that Jamaica is more diverse than it may appear. In addition to people of African descent, the island also has communities of Indian Jamaicans, Chinese Jamaicans, white Jamaicans, and people of the mixed heritage. Those different cultures have all contributed to the country's development over time. And that's part of why national identity became so important. Jamaica gained its independence from Britain in 1962. That moment was a huge source of national pride. So identifying as Jamaican carries historical meaning. It represents independence, culture, and shared national story. And even though Jamaica is a small island, its cultural influence has been massive. Reggae music spread the Jamaican culture across the world. The Rastafari movement also emerged in Jamaica and connected many people to Black African heritage. Even Jamaican patois has influenced slang in places like United Kingdom and Canada. So when you step back and look at this conversation, it really shows how complex identity can be. For some people, race is the primary way they see themselves. For others, nationality and culture come first. And those different perspectives come from different historical experiences. The Caribbean and the United States developed under different conditions. And that history still shapes how people understand identity today. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think nationality comes before race? Or do you think race should come first? So I want to hear your perspectives. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Also like and share the video. I'll see you in the next video.